out from the crowd, DC, as Nate Diaz gets set to make this walk here tonight. You never know when is going to be the last time we see this guy compete, but there's a lot to like when you see Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz is a savage, a guy that just epitomizes fighter. From the attitude, the walk, the music, everything tells you that when Nate Diaz shows up, you're getting ready to watch a fight. A fantastic striker and a great jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz is just a well-rounded fighter and one of the biggest stars in the UFC.
You've seen the Stockton slap before. I'll set the total.
It's just so disrespectful.
Over under 1.5.
So
think he throws it tonight?
It's just so disrespectful, but it's so Nate Diaz.
All right, we'll see if he invokes the Stockton slap here tonight, but Nate Diaz is back, and hopefully in a big way for his supporters around the world. DC, like Frank Sinatra, this man has done it his way. The former UFC welterweight and middleweight champion, George Rush St-Pierre. A lot of people believe pound for pound, DC, GSP is the best they've ever seen.
Yes, because he was able to mix everything together so well. When he was fighting a wrestler, he was able to keep the fight standing. When he was fighting a striking specialist, he was able to take him to the ground. His jiu-jitsu and just his full-on MMA game was something that we had never seen in the UFC before. Won the UFC championship at middleweight after being away for 4 years. Just showed how special George St-Pierre truly is.
In terms of MMA application of wrestling, no one has done it better than George Rush St-Pierre. Hall of Famer George Rush St-Pierre is set to fight Nate Diaz. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, an Ultimate Fighter season winner, Nate Diaz! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC middleweight champion and former UFC welterweight champion, and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, George Rush St-Pierre!
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready. Good.
So here is the boxer and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Nate Diaz, making another UFC start tonight. And this is a hard guy to get out of there. Without a 2x4 or some sort of weapon, it's going to take a very special performance to try to finish Nate Diaz tonight. GSP gets the early takedown. That did not take long. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Working from the top here. Pretty good grounded pound here by George St-Pierre. Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the mat? He passes to half. Look at that. Recognized he was about to lose position.
Striking pretty well from the bottom here.
Oh, he puts his knee on belly. He's postured, landing huge ground and pound. The guy has to move or the fight's gonna get finished.
St-Pierre's right back to the full mount.
Using a lot of good movement. Oh, he's gotta be careful there, yep.
right, dominant position here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound.
He can attack submissions, but those submissions will present themselves once he is landing that brutal ground and pound he is known for. Because then his opponent will start to get a little bit desperate to get out from under him, which will then in turn leave arms dangling, or he'll turn to his knees and get choked out.
Midway through round one.
This is a terrible position.
Oh, nice movement to avoid that strike coming down. Well, eventually he's going to try to get up, but he's moving his head pretty well here to avoid damage on the ground.
You don't want to be comfortable on your back, but when you're taken down, you got to make sure you're active, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Oh, going for the armbar now. That might be tight. No way, he got up.
This is a guy that never gives up on himself. He was able to clear his head, defend the armbar. The fight looked done. He lets the fight on. Oh, he got to his spot.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by George St-Pierre.
You can't take all those unanswered strikes. They don't have to be that damaging.
Yeah.
You just got to move.
Posture's up now. That's a vicious head strike. How'd he take it? Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas. All right, great position for him here. He's got the full mount. See if he can get that ground and pound going.
Oh, he's got to get it going, but he can't rush. A lot of times, guys get in the full mount and they rush, they get nervous. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm winning. Reality is, you're winning, but it can change in a matter of seconds because then they can be gone. He's got to drop his hips, be really heavy at the opponent's base, and then just start to work. Make the opponent give his back so that he can try to get his chokes off or find great ground and pound, but very patient ground and pound from such a dominant position. There it is, now he's going to mount.
Continues to apply pressure here in half guard. Back mount now. Oh, excellent pressure here from top position by George St-Pierre.
Now he's going full mount.
Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by George St-Pierre. 20 seconds now remain in the round. All right, so he can't get it here. Again, good awareness by the defensive fighter. Final seconds.
Great shot from the top position.
Oh, and there's another ground strike for good measure. Diaz is in half guard now. Second round, straight ahead. All right, so there's the horn at the end of the round. Multiple takedowns landed for him over the previous 5 minutes.
And you know what, John? Even more importantly, look at the opponent now. He's afraid to pull the trigger because he's been taken down so many times. Getting taken down is one thing, but having it happen to you continuously really does make you gun-shy. And right now, he's very tentative.
Huge shot finds the target there.
Great shot lands. Now he's got to go find that follow-up attempt. The kill shot. That's what they call it, to go and end the fight. Oh, nice takedown, yep.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by GSP. These ground strikes are starting to add up. All right, full guard here, DC. What does he need to do? Setting up for an unlock now. Oh, that looks wicked tight.
It's getting tight now. He's advancing.
Oh, so how about that position over submission as he bails on the sub?
I think that's a great job. You got to make sure you don't end up in a worse position because you're trying to score a submission.
Diaz gets back up. All right, different round, but same approach out of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. Not sure if there was an injury, but his ground game is so strong, he hasn't made any effort to take the fight there.
I don't understand when you possess that skill, when you're so good on the ground, you're so strong in positions, he does such a great job of finding submissions. I don't know why he wouldn't spin the vast majority of the fight there.
All right, setting up the armbar here.
Beautiful setup on that armbar.
Oh, he's got that submission locked in. Somehow, some way, he gets the arm out.
It looked like he was done, John, but he was able to stay comfortable, stay patient, and now he finds himself safe.
This pace is just absurd, and he has kept it up throughout the fight. Shades of Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar, punches and bunches.
I mean, being there, watching Max Holloway do what he did was super impressive. So to even list this performance alongside that tells you how this guy is fighting tonight.
Diaz is back in front. All right, so a grueling battle on the ground, and no surprise, the crowd pops in appreciation as the fighters work their way back to the feet.
This is an educated crowd, J.A. They appreciate high-level grappling, and that's exactly what they got in that exchange.
Diaz gets tagged with a kick now. Let's see if he can rout. Well, he's really picked up the pace here in round two. Much more aggressive now here. Oh, what a connection by him there. His opponent could be out of here soon, DC.
He's almost done. I mean, when you get hit with a shot like that, you don't know whether to run, hide, grab, or wrestle. He's confused. He's as confused as he was on his first test in elementary school.
All right, half guard now. Not a fighter you want in half guard against you. For the bottom fighter, what does he need to do?
He needs to secure his underhook. He's got to be fighting for underhook. One of the most key things you can do as a bottom fighter stuck in half guard is try to frame. You frame and push your opponent away from you. By pushing him away from you, he will then want to come back into you.
Right.
It's like when I push you back, you want to go forward. So as he comes forward, hand goes off the face, let it slip into an underhook, build up to your elbow, then go chase your single leg. This is high-level grappling, John, from a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt named Daniel Cormier.
Oh, outstanding combination of ground and pound punches here by George St-Pierre. All right, so that opened up a cut around his eye area.
He hasn't moved his head well. He was taking shots too clean, and now a cut is opened up.
Ooh, that Kimura looks tight. Oh, somehow, some way he got out.
These guys are back and forth, and the submission defense wins this transition.
Good, solid strike on the ground.
The way to stay aware and stay safe defensively.
Most fighters will tell you offensive wrestling is the hardest, most exhausting thing.
Especially if you're just running the guy over, John, and then he just gets up.
Well, no surprise there as he lets his opponent stand back up. Oh, beautifully placed shots to the leg. Trying to go to the body now with the kick. That one misses.
Picked up leg level change. Beautiful ground and pound approach, and now his opponent is starting to swell.
Good work from the top here by George St-Pierre. Trying to finish this fight. Big left hand. 20 seconds left.
Another strike lands right to that targeted spot. The swelling continues to get worse, and I would not be surprised if the referee calls in the ringside position to take a look.
Not there yet, but might get the submission here shortly.
Good round.
All right, there's the horn indicating the end of the round. So potentially a big factor here, ladies and gentlemen. The cut on the cheek sustained in that round. Certainly better to be below than above the eye, but the cut man's got to get in there and close that thing up. All right, so back to the stools we go. They say defense wins championships, and he has not defended well tonight.
He isn't trying, or at least it doesn't seem like he's trying. He has got to move his head. He's trying to react when the punch is already coming, and that's not working. If he takes many more of these shots, this fight is going to be stopped due to the swelling.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway. There, the seminal blow of the fight.
I mean, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect, John. Great placement on that uppercut.
Well, he rocked him pretty good, but didn't sort of smell blood in the water, and now his opponent's back in the fight.
I mean, blood's in the water. You gotta go get it. You gotta go find the finish. You cannot let it off the hook like that. Because now he will be motivated to try to go and hurt you as you hurt him.
All right, so the uppercuts have been a big part of the storyline in this one, but the setups have really been key for him. He's not telegraphing that strike, and the opponent hasn't been able to adjust.
He has not been able to see them. It's a very tricky punch, especially in the way that he throws it. He throws it at a time when you expect so many different No, and he needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Well, no denying the durability on the other side, but at this point, you just got to find that kill shot. Well, maybe ill-advised to be competing off your back, but he's landing. Diaz going to work here from guard and doing a pretty good job, I might add. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long.
Now he's looking arm triangle on the opposite side. When he goes to finish, look, he's got it locked. When he goes to finish, he has to pass his body all the way to the opposite side, drop his chest to get enough pressure to finish his technique.
A lot of top pressure being applied here.
Getting him out here. He's got to be careful here.
Fighter trying to pass here. Ooh, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do.
Diaz's eye is now swollen shut. They could actually stop this fight right now, given how bad it is. Clearly the referee keeping a close eye on the fight. All right, trying to pass here. As Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard.
Lands with the ground and pound here. Oh, trying to pass here, but Dikembe Mutombo style, he gets denied.
Block! Great job blocking that pass by the bottom fighter.
Oh, tense moment here. That arm triangle's tight. Oh, he's got the knee on the belly. Could be trouble defensively.
He's doing a great job of recognizing that he's damaging his opponent, and he keeps going to that spot.
Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by George St-Pierre. Oh, and another punch on the ground gets through. May need some defense here. Well, now you see some visible damage on the side underneath the elbow. He told us he was going to invest in the body, and he hasn't missed a whole lot tonight.
You didn't expect him to do it this effectively. He's done a fantastic job of following the game plan. Great submission defense on display tonight.
St-Pierre's in half guard. Oh, lands with the ground and pound strike. Side control now. Well, he's not leaking information. He is leaking blood, and a lot of it as his opponent continues to realize success.
I mean, he's finding so much success striking in that area of the face. His eye is so damaged. The blood is pouring everywhere. This has become very, very dangerous for him.
Can't get it. Good awareness by the defensive fighter. All right, 20 seconds to go in the round. 15 seconds. Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by George St-Pierre. Another ground and pound strike lands. That's 3 rounds in the can. We're headed to the championship rounds. All right, back to the stools now, and he is no longer the handsome man we once knew. That gash is getting serious.
Check this cut. It's getting too bad now. I don't want it to be stuck.
All right, let us re-rack some replays of the damage done in that round, see if we can isolate the strike that caused the cut.
Yeah, a nasty cut opens up when he lands there. It's a beautiful shot that gets to the target. He has not been responsible defensively, and he's really paying for it because now he's dealing with that nasty cut.
You ready? You ready?
All right, here's round 4, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there. Diaz is cut, not getting blood in his eyes per se, but that is a huge gash on the cheek. Kind of looks like a slot machine right now, and if we get in between rounds, the ringside physician and the cut man are going to have their work cut out for them. Oh, can't do that in soccer, but it's allowed here. Nice trip to get the takedown.
Oh, great foot sweep right there. Got to the clinch, started manipulating the body, and the moment his opponent took a misstep, boom, tripped it right over the top. Great job. Oh, right into mount.
All right, so the head damage continues to land, and at this point, man, gotta think the ringside physician is even getting antsy to check it out.
Oh, yes.
St-Pierre's trying to lock up on a submission now.
Arm is very tight.
Oh, Bale's on the submission now. He's having his way with him here. Diaz's body really getting bruised up on that right side right now. Gotta figure out a way to lower the guard. Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by GSP. Oh, crowd just loving it as the fighters, after an extended grappling battle, make their way back to the feet.
Yeah, they're back on their feet. They spend a lot of energy on the ground.
Just a nasty leg kick. That one hurt. That's hard to reach.
I mean, he is throwing those kicks with evil intent. He is trying to break his leg with every single kick.
Just over 3 minutes to go. Unable to connect with the right. Oh, he's landed a high number of total strikes here in the latter stages.
Great timing on that double leg. Great submission defense.
Relentless pressure from the top by St-Pierre. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape. St-Pierre's looking for that arm triangle now.
Oh my goodness, I think he might have it.
Back and forth we go. This might be it, though.
This cannot happen much longer. He's bridging.
Oh, no way. He got out.
He was able to create enough space to get his chest back flat on the mat and defend that arm triangle. Unbelievable.
Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. All right, half guard position here. We'll see what he can do with it. A lot of weapons at his disposal from this dominant position.
Oh, man. I feel for a wrestler, this is the most dominant position in all of fighting because wrestlers love control.
Right. And
to have your upper body free and your leg able to hold your opponent in position, it is like striking gold. Build your posture.
All right, so the fighter's setting up another sub attempt here. Oh, he's got that arm tight now.
Starting to get it in there deep.
And now he's got the back. Diaz is really bleeding something fierce now. That cut's not getting any better. We got the best cut men in the game. Gotta think they're gonna be busy in between rounds. St-Pierre's got the full mount.
Great ground and pound by this man. Now he's got good body position, yo.
Fourth round here, less than a minute to go. Diaz's cheek is just fauceting blood all over his face, all over the canvas. Like, where's the ringside physician? Maybe time to call on the doctor, I don't know. All right, setting up for an armbar now.
Oh, he's got the armbar deep. This guy is so aware. He never leaves anything long to allow for himself to get subbed.
All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. St-Pierre's in half guard. 20 minutes in the can, 5 to go. All right, there's the horn signifying the end of the round, and he heads back to the stool, and hopefully he can stay in this fight because that is a severe cut that he's dealing with right now. Well, that was a damaging 5 minutes. We'll see how he can recover over this 60 seconds. We'll show you some replays now from that previous round.
He was on the receiving end of some big blows, and he wasn't moving his head well. His head was on the center line. He was a stationary target, and his opponent opened up a nasty cut on him. He has got to move his head to limit the damage that he's taking.
You ready to fight? Ready.
We have arrived at this 5th and final round. Checks the leg kick, countering with a jab here. Nice block by Diaz.
He's just being more aggressive, and because he's being more aggressive and more loose with his strikes, he's landing.
Well, the crowd continues to react with every passing land, but if you're the referee or even the corner, somebody's got to get involved, I would think.
Somebody's got to do something. It's getting very uncomfortable to watch this, and as the crowd gets excited, there's also a little bit of that. I don't want to see any more going on in their reactions.
See him put himself into the half guard, likes the control, yep.
There it is, now he's on the mount.
He's doing a really good job putting himself in position.
Trying to set up a submission now.
Arms in deep.
Oh, great submission defense.
All right, let's see if the crowd can be mature as they get into the north-south position.
Oh, good defense, yes.
Diaz is looking to pass out of the half guard here and get that side control, but he is denied by the opposition. Drops down inside the now closed guard of his opponent.
Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
Well, I don't think his corner is going to step in here, but maybe the referee will take a close look. I mean, that eye is disgusting.
His eye is done. He's been beat up. He got cut early in the fight, and he's just been targeted in that area. He has not made any changes to his defense, so he's continuing down this path. The doctor's going to take a look.
All right, well, I don't have to be a judge to tell you he is losing this fight late in the game now. Time to start throwing up those submission attempts, I would think.
Got to keep going. You got to start throwing up submission, good down submission tips, and hope that something's free for you to latch on.
Oh, strong punch there by Diaz.
Oh, there you go. Right there. Now he's going full mount.
Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by George St-Pierre. All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC.
That was nice.
Oh, arm triangle attempt now. Oh, looks like that submission's almost locked in.
Starting to get pretty deep here.
Oh, gives up on the submission now.
Well, he had it tight, John, but then he decided to keep the dominant position by giving it up.
90 seconds to go in the fight. Landing strikes nicely here from top position. Oh, nice job to split his guard and get the ground strike home again. All right, side control now, DC. You know he's in his element on the ground. A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot of tricks.
St-Pierre's back inside control here. All right, so he's got the ground and pound game going here. While St-Pierre's looking to lock up an armbar here.
He's got it isolated.
Oh, come on, that's gotta be it.
This fight hurt.
Whoa, submission defense, he gets out.
Calmness in that moment. It looked like the fight was over. He was able to clear his head, put the guy into the mount. Not a great position, but much better than getting his arm snapped in half from an armbar.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by St-Pierre. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Diaz is trying for the Kimura submission here. Oh, he's got the Kimura locked in. Oh, how about that? He gives up on the submission. Looked pretty tight to me. What a fight! 25 minutes turned in. Official decision now in. The buff has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 50-45, 50-44, and 50-45. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, George Rush St-Pierre!
All right, so another dominating effort out of the UFC Hall of Famer George St-Pierre. No surprise as the scorecards are rendered GSP across the board by decision.
Most times when George St-Pierre walks to the center of the octagon to get the decision read, he is sure that he has done enough to win the fight. Tonight, that was the case as he wins another fight by decision.